Hello everyone. In this lecture we will discuss about disk scheduling algorithms. Okay. In disk scheduling is done by the operating system which schedules IO request which arrives for the disk. Okay. How disk will perform input output operations will be seen in disk scheduling algorithms. The main important thing is there will be multiple requests will arrive by the different processes. Okay, not only one, multiple requests will come, and all those requests how those are served at a time is nothing but disk scheduling algorithms. How it is done, used disk scheduling algorithms. Okay, with the help of disk controller all these disk scheduling algorithms are performed, all the IO requests are serviced. Okay, so let us say that there are few disks and they are inserted, and if you wanted to transfer some file, okay, disk is there, and on the disk, as we discussed in our previous lectures, that on the disk there will be so many number of tracks. In those tracks sectors will be there, in sectors data is stored. Okay, so if data is present on the first track, then it will service the first track first, means data is transferred. And if data is there in the last track, then again the head has to move from the first position to the last position, and it has to be, and then it will be transferred. This is how whenever request come, then accordingly the data is transferred. How this data is transferred, that we'll see. That is seen in the disk scheduling algorithms. Before going into disk scheduling algorithms, first we need to know these small terms. What are these means? The first one is seek time. Seek time is nothing but it is the time taken to locate the disk arm. I told you in the previous class, disk arm will be there, which will be having head. That head is used to perform read and write operations. Okay, so when you wanted to, let us say that data is there in the first track. Okay, so that arm, that read and write head is there, no? So that has to be moved to the particular track in order to transfer the data from the first track. Okay, so how much time it is taking to move to that track is nothing but the seek time. Okay, how much time that head is taking to go to the required or desired track is nothing but seek time. And the second one is rotational latency. Rotation latency means it is the time taken by the desired sector of the disk to rotate into the position so it can access the read write heads. So let us say that read write head has reached to the track. So the track will be moved in the round format. We will see with an example. Let us go with an example. See here. So seek time means what? Let us say that head is here. Right now head is here, and we know we need to go to the first track, because first track in the data is here and that data has to be transferred. So the head is here. The head have to move to the first track in order to transfer the data. So how much time the head is taking to move to the track is nothing but seek time. Okay, coming to the second one, rotational latency means, so it has reached to the track. Okay, in track there are these many sectors. Okay, so spindle is rotating now. Okay, this spindle is rotating, and according to the spindle platter is also rotating. Okay, so platter is rotating means sectors are changing. Okay, so if I say that my data is there in this sector, so though it has reached to the specified track, it has to reach to the specified sector also, right? So until it comes here, it has to wait, because the arm will move only forward and backward. It will not move round. So it has to wait until this sector comes here. So that is nothing but rotational latency. Okay. And the next one is transfer time. Transfer time is nothing but how much time it is taking to transfer the data is nothing but transfer time. It depends on the rotating speed of the disk. Okay, So how much time a spindle is taking to rotate the disc for one full circle, it depends on that. Transfer time depends on the rotation of the rotation speed. Okay. And next one, disk access time. How do you calculate disk access time is, it is a combination of seek time plus rotational latency plus transfer time. Okay, this is how you can calculate the disk access time. And the next one is disk response time. This is nothing but the time, response time is the average of time spent by the request waiting to perform its IO operation. Means it is the time spent on the request to perform the IO operation. Means whenever data is there on the sector, from the starting time to ending time, if let us say that my data is there on the first track, so spindle is moving and the read write head is also moving forward and backward, and it finally got into the sector and it has taken the data and it has transferred. So it is waiting to perform its IO operation. So response time is nothing but the average time spent by a request waiting to perform its IO operations. Means this much of time the another request has to wait. Okay. So I am talking about only the data present in the first track. So if I want to transfer the data present in the third track, then I need to wait until the first track transfer data transfer is completed. So that is nothing but disk response time. And then average response time, it is nothing but the response time of all requests. So there will be so many requests from the disk. If you want to transfer so much of data, then so many requests will be there. Some data will be present in the first track, some data will be present in the fifth track, some data will be present in the 200 the track. Like that, so many requests will be there. Average response time is nothing but the response time of all these requests. Okay, this is about introduction to the disk scheduling algorithms. If we know all this, then we can easily go into the disk scheduling algorithms. As I told you, disk access time is a combination of seek time plus rotational latency plus transfer time. And disk response time means queuing, the delay, how much it is making, plus seek time plus rotational latency plus transfer time. Okay, this is all about introduction to the disk scheduling algorithms. Okay, thank you.